Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone is having a great time so far. We would like to thank Showside Grill and Essential Edibles Catering for our delicious menu tonight. Please continue to enjoy your meal as we begin our program. This event has been a long time in the making and a dream of many. Southern Nash is a special place with special people, and there are a great number of Firebirds, past, present, and future, who deserve to be honored. We're excited that we have established the forum in which to do that now and in years to come. If you have someone that you would like to nominate for future classes, there are cards located on all tables and also a page in your program that directs you to the nomination form. We hope you take the time to nominate someone you know who is deserving of this honor. I'd now like to ask Athletics Director Robbie Kennedy to come up for a few words about the Hall of Fame.
Southern Nash and Southern Nash Athletics has long been known for #AllIn. But even before hashtags were a thing, the attitude of all in has defined our culture, relying on the support of our coaches and teachers, administration, student body, families, and the greater community to achieve our goals. Being a Firebird holds special meaning whether you're in the stands cheering or giving it your all on the field, the mat, the course, or the concourse. It seemed only fitting and certainly time that we established the Hall of Fame to recognize the best of the best, the most in of the all in. It takes a lot of work to create such an event, and I am grateful to the members of the first Hall of Fame committee for all the time and energy they spent this year voting on bylaws, electing class members, and planning this celebration. It was my privilege to chair a group of such dedicated people and passionate Firebirds. If the committee would please stand so that we can recognize you. Our work does not stop tonight, though. Like with any new Hall of Fame, we have the challenge ahead to us to go back and recognize decades of talented individuals, even as we continue to graduate the next generation of standouts. We will only be successful with the continued buy-in and all-in support of this community. So I thank you for showing up tonight and in the future.
Selecting the inaugural group for any award is a monumental task. You establish a tone for the honor and set a bar that all following classes should meet. Choosing the first class for the Southern Nash Athletics Hall of Fame was no different. There were many deserving individuals for the committee to consider, and the voting was difficult, as committee members are charged to elect a class that is outstanding, but also balanced and representative of all who wear the Firebird jersey. One thing you will quickly notice about this class is that all honorees converge in the mid to late 90s era. But who can argue about what moment that was for Southern Nash Athletics? In that time, this class alone represents 3-team state championships, 3-team state runners-up, 2 North Carolina High School Athletic Association's Athletes of the Year, a Conference Wachovia Cup win, 8 individual and relay state championships, 5 retired jerseys, and that's just a few of the accolades. All these honorees have far more professional and personal achievements that I could list. It's undeniable the lasting impact that each of these individuals has left on their teams, their school, and their community, and I look forward to recognizing each of them with you all. As we move to honor our stars of the evening, we'll bring up Miss Sandra Williams-Pope to introduce her friend, Coach Rosalie Bardin.
Thank you. It is truly an honor to recognize our first Southern Nash Hall of Fame inductee, Rosalie Ellis Bardin. For many of you here tonight, like me, we first met Rosalie as our coach and high school PE teacher. I was also fortunate to know Rosalie as a mentor, a co-worker, as we both taught and coached here at Southern Nash together. But perhaps best of all, as family. Not blood related, but my family claims her as she does us. There are so many stories to share, some hilarious, others serious, but all are very fond memories of the tremendous impact that Rosalie had on all of us. When Southern Nash first opened its doors in the fall of 1968, it was for grades 10th, 11th, and 12th. Even though the boys had football, basketball, and baseball teams, it took 3 years before it had its first girls' team, and that was basketball during the 71-72 school year. For that third year of girls' athletics, in the fall of 1973, Rosalie was named as the second girls' coach at Southern Nash. The Ladybirds were still in their infancy when Rosalie began her career here. There were 3 sports for girls: basketball, softball, and track and field. Cheerleading was also offered, but was not considered a sport until years later. Rosalie quickly became part of the Firebird family, and to this day remains a legacy in her own right. Word quickly traveled that this new coach was a legendary high school and college basketball star. She graduated from Atlantic Christian College, which is now Bardin College, in 3 short years. And we all know that when Rosalie sets a goal, she's going to get the job done. Rosalie invested her time, her energy, and her heart into building our girls' athletic program. She visited our homes and got to know our families. Bonds quickly developed with this young, high-energy, dedicated coach. She was unlike anyone we had ever met. She possessed such a dynamic, spirited personality who was also entertaining and engaging. However, she was a real no-nonsense person when it came to work as an athlete or as a student in the classroom. Title IX was new and was passed into legislation in 1972. During those early years of Title IX, Rosalie fought hard for her girls to be afforded the same opportunities as our male counterparts. Principal Johnny Phillips knew he had the right woman in charge of the Ladybirds. Rosalie was never one to sit quietly if she knew she was right. She was not intimidated by anyone or anything. She continued to work tirelessly for her girls and was a true pioneer in girls' high school athletics. She made sure her teams had what they needed, even if it meant spending her own money. It was certainly a tough battle at times, but her strength of character, her resiliency, and her can-do attitude helped build girls' athletics here at Southern Nash, and for that, we owe her a great debt of gratitude. Rosalie taught us skills that produced winners. Little did we know at the time that these skills were actually life skills that we would need. Among these were discipline, determination, perseverance, a strong work ethic, respect with a capital R, showing up and doing our best whether we felt like it or not, being a team player, and realizing that we had to do our part in order to make the team successful. We learned how to get along better with others, how to accept praise as well as constructive criticism, how to win gracefully, and how to accept defeat with dignity, to hold our heads up and learn from our mistakes, and how to get back up when knocked on our feet. She instilled in us to have confidence and to always try to maintain a good attitude. All of these were valuable lessons learned at an early age, so Rosalie really made us all much better human beings. She and her players produced high-winning seasons, or huge winning seasons, for the Ladybirds. It only took her 2 to 3 years to build her program into a powerhouse of girls' athletics. Everyone took notice of this dynamo of a coach. During my 11th grade year, which was in the 75-76 school year, and just 3 short years into Rosalie's coaching career, we were a 3A Eastern Carolina Conference champions in all 3 girls' sports: basketball, softball, and track. This was a rare triple crown feat in conference athletic competition. Rosalie has set the golden standard. We were blessed with excellent fan attendance at home and away games. Our fans were very loyal and supportive. Many came to see our games, but they loved watching Rosalie. She was intense, she was animated, and she knew her game and was truly amazing to watch. Part of our faithful fan base was Rosalie's parents and her family. They attended all of our games. They always made sure we celebrated our wins and hard work with cupcakes in the locker room after our games. And I'm not sure if you know this, but Rosalie was born 9th out of 10 children. Marie, Ann, Jean, Dolly, her brother LJ, and her mom and dad were all very supportive. If we practiced on Saturdays, her parents made sure that we had sausage biscuits for breakfast. We are thankful to Rosalie's family for sharing her with us and supporting her and her girls. Rosalie is well known as an outstanding coach, as her record proves. You can see her accomplishments in tonight's programs. On top of all these achievements, Rosalie served as principal at several Nash Rocky Mount schools prior to returning home to Firebird Country as principal at Southern Nash. She continues to work for Nash County Public Schools in various capacities, a career spanning 52 years, which must be a record. Not only does Rosalie continue her legacy as she mentors principals and serves interim administrative positions, she also is a true advocate for her great-nephew, Waylon. She actively supports her family, her church family, and friends. Plus, Rosalie is by far one of the best cooks you'll ever meet. Rosalie is married to her biggest supporter, Tim Bardin, who was a baseball standout at Bardin College. They have one son, Timothy, and his wife, Lindsay, and a grandson, Cannon. In summary, I'm sure you'll agree with me that Rosalie Bardin truly is a remarkable person, a class act that we all have the awesome privilege of knowing. Please congratulate Rosalie Bardin as she makes her way to the stage. Thank you. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I have this cup for Rosalie, and it says Rosalie Bardin, the woman, the myth, the legend. I thought that was appropriate.
Good evening. What an awesome night to be present at Southern Nash High School. I hope everyone is feeling the energy and excitement in the air. I am honored and grateful to stand before you this evening. It is with great humility that I accept this prestigious induction into the Inaugural Hall of Fame for Southern Nash High School. Yet, this award is not about me. It is truly about the many accomplishments of all the student athletes, colleagues, parents, and the community. This award exemplifies the vision that great work is to love what you do. This was my work. Thanks to my Lord and Savior for the continued blessings each day. Southern Nash Hall of Fame Committee, especially Ms. Georgia Brown, thanks for providing me a once-in-a-lifetime honor. Sandra Williams Pope, student athlete, colleague, and lifelong friend, the many hours you spent providing the insights on my career for this induction, thank you, doesn't seem enough. My parents, both deceased, are with me tonight, just as they have always been, with unwavering love and support. Thank you. Tim, Timothy, all my sisters, your support and understanding of me, giving my time to Southern Nash High School in coaching was never questioned. Thank you for all your love and support. To the late Johnny Phillips, that gave an opportunity to a young lady with no experience the job of a lifetime. Thank you. In closing, I would like to extend congratulations to all the honorees and say thank you to everyone for coming out tonight.
Next up, we will have Coach Brian Foster, who will introduce his former student athlete, Meka.
If you've ever been to a banquet that I've taught at, most of you know I cry at most of them. So, especially when I get off script. So I'm going to try to stay on script. So here we go. The 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was asked by his son for advice on giving speeches. He told his son that was a very easy thing to give advice on. He told him he needed to be sincere, he needed to be brief, and then he needed to be seated. The being sincere part is going to be very easy for me tonight when I get to talk about the two individuals that I have the honor of introducing. These two were special athletes, but more important to me, were and still are tremendous people who mean a great deal to me and made me a better coach and a better man. Meka Battle, 1994 was the first time that I heard that name. It was from my wife, Kim, the softball coach at the middle school. She was talking about her team and asked if I was going to come to the first game. She was talking, like any supportive husband and girls track coach, looking for girls with talent. I went to watch a softball game and try to find some track athletes. Sorry, Coach Bardin, but I think it worked out good for everybody. What I saw was an athletic young lady with arms and legs going everywhere, a beautiful smile, and a shy but determined demeanor. After the game, I talked to her for just a couple of minutes, and then I actually got to take her in the outfield and let her try a basic triple jump. It did not take long for Meka or me to realize she was going to be very, very good. That day started a great coach-athlete relationship until Meka actually got to the high school and we started track practice. In her own words to me, we had some very, very long and very, very hard practice. As she recently reminded me, she would holler out, "I am tired," during those practices. And my response with her would always be the same. "You don't know what tired is, fool. Keep working and get better." As I told our girls all the time, the purpose of those long and hard practices is so meets would be a joke. When the other teams was wondering what they could do, we would already know because we had done it multiple times in practice. So Meka, I will admit that we did have some tough practice, but I don't know about ever calling you a fool. Meka was so gifted, so talented, and yes, she was so tough. And more importantly, she fought and persevered in some of track's most difficult events. In team sports, it's never just about one person's victory. If you're humble enough, you know it takes each player, coach, manager, fan, custodian, family. You get the picture. It takes the whole village to achieve team success. This is especially tough in a sport like track, when there are so many individual events. One of the greatest gifts Meka had was understanding that. She loved her teammates, and she loved her school. She could triple jump 40 foot, which many of our guys would have loved to have been able to do. Yet she was still unbelievably humble and dedicated to her team. Meka always found a way to persevere, put in work, keep the faith, and put up with me. The hours we spent on rainy days watching films of triple jump and long jump comparisons between hers and world champions and Olympians, I know had to get old. But she would never complain. She would watch, get up, we would film, she would try to emulate those movements, we would watch, and then repeat the process over again. She was unbelievably dedicated. The end result of her hard work is hanging in the rafters above us tonight. It is on the NC Prep Track website, which keeps up with the top performances of North Carolina high school athletes of all time. Meka is one of only 2 Southern Nash athletes to ever be listed on there. It is also in her full athletic scholarship to East Carolina University, which is the only full track and field scholarship I've ever seen. One thing I love about sports like track is that being the best is not based on someone's opinion. It is based on times and distances. By that criteria, Meka is the best to ever do it at Southern Nash and one of the very best to ever do it in the history of our state. Hall of Fame running back Walter Payton once said, "When you're good at something, you will tell everyone. When you are great at something, they will tell you." That makes Meka one of the great ones. Meka was also a winner off the track. She was a leader in the classroom and the community. She turned that dedication and desire into a career as a case manager at Wake Med, where she is still winning and helping others today. I love Meka Battle. She is a special person, a great mom to Brea, Jonah, and Brandon, and an asset to our school community. I would like for each of you to join me in welcoming the best female track and field athlete in Southern Nash history, but more importantly to me, a tremendous person and my friend, Meka Battle, to the podium for induction into the Southern Nash Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank God for his many blessings, my family, close friends, the committee for establishing the Athletics Hall of Fame, and having me within the inaugural class. It's an honor to be recognized along with so many incredible people. I have had the opportunity to cross paths in the classroom or on the field with this wonderful group. It was an advantage to have your teachers and peers motivate, encourage, and inspire you to pursue your goals just as much as family. Again, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you.
Coach Ray Davis is our next honoree, to be introduced by his daughter, Georgia Brown.
When Daddy told me that I was going to do his introduction, I wasn't quite sure where to start. He worked here from the time I was 2 to 22, so literally all of my growing up years. Should I tell a story from my childhood where every Friday was here? I swear it's funny. I wasn't going to get emotional. Or we were chasing the glow of what we hoped were field lights in the distance of another county with nothing but a Rand McNally map and a prayer. Or Saturdays that we were here doing laundry or cutting grass. Or should I focus on my teenage years where he was my softball coach for 4 years? But we do not have enough time for those stories, do we? No. No, I couldn't seem to find the best place to start, and it seemed to me that my one point of view wasn't going to do it justice. So I thought I'd look in the archives. I thought I'd see what the storytellers and the journalists had to say over the years, the Jeffs of the world. He was called a hard worker, a man of few words, humble, even recently, Mr. Firebird. There were multiple descriptions of his signature drawl, and there was more than one article about his mustache or lack thereof. But the thing that stood out were not their words, but his. I have never seen someone refer to himself as tickled more than Ray Davis. I pulled a few examples from a list that's as long as a CVS receipt. He was tickled with the offense. He was tickled with the defensive line. He was tickled with the pitching. He was tickled we didn't make as many errors as we normally do. I think that was my team. And my favorite, tickled we didn't have to drive all the way to Bertie and Hertford counties anymore. I mean, look at his picture in the program. Is that not a tickled man? While I do tease a little bit, and I get it from him, so all is fair, when I think about the adjective tickled, it brings to mind a quiet amusement, a personal joy, and it fits. Daddy isn't talkative or loud. You're not going to hear a lot from him often about what he thinks or how he feels, unless you miss your cutoff man by 20 feet vertically. I think he most particularly loved teaching young athletes the nuances of the game, and if you ever played for him, you know the coach loved a trick play. Something within the rules that caught the opponent sleeping, like a fake punt or a delayed steal or a pickoff play. I vividly remember trying to teach my elementary school classmates at recess the football one, where you frantically pretend to count the numbers of people you have on the field, and the extra man heads to the sideline only to turn up the side when the ball is snapped. I tried to teach them. He has had a lot of quiet happiness over the years, from Firebird team championships or individual successes here and at the highest level. He took a great deal of pride in steadily and quietly doing his job behind the scenes for 20 years in such a way as to play a small part in those successes. Even after his retirement, he has remained a forever Firebird. Nobody was prouder to be in Carter Finley Stadium in 2019 than he was. And he will often tell me before I can tell him now who softball is playing next in the bracket, who men's soccer is hosting in the next round. I've received more than one phone call about trying to figure out what streaming service is set up and ready to go to watch the game. This isn't to gloss over the hard conversations, the heartbreak losses, the long seasons. We've all had them. But my overall memory of him here is one with a twinkle in his eye and a smile on his face, usually sitting right down over there with his little legs dangling off the edge of the stage. So tonight, I'm grateful that we can bring tonight's class here to thank and honor them in a bold, loud, and obvious way, even if that's a little at odds with what makes Daddy comfortable. He navigated his career with his joy and amusement quietly expressed, teaching me by example a lifelong love for all the behind-the-scenes work that it takes to make an athletics program run. And I stand here tonight honored, humbled, and you can even say I'm a little tickled to introduce my athletics director, my coach, my daddy, Ray Davis. Everybody else has done it, so I'm just going to stay here too.
teachers at this school, I thank. Coaches, former and present, who I've worked with, I thank you. Athletic Boosters Club for all the fundraisers and donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to this school. I thank you. Athletic event staff like chain gang ticket sellers, scoreboard operators, PA system man, all them, they're all needed for a successful program. Businesses that have supported the athletic program, Board of Education and central office staff, custodial staff, parents of our students and student athletes for teaching their children the right way to act. I thank you for that. Most of them. The students and student athletes are making this high school the most envied high school in the area. I thank you. And most importantly, I thank God for allowing me to experience a wonderful journey that brought me through Southern Nash High School. Thank you. Good night.
I'll now ask Zach Foster to come up to share remarks on his dad, Coach Brian Foster.
Great coaches don't just build players, they develop men and women of character. Brian Foster's goals for all Southern Nash athletes were on the back of every all-in t-shirt. Everything in life is about timing. Be prepared. Every day of my life is a good day. Be thankful. The impact you can make on someone's life will far exceed the time you spend on this earth. Love one another. He constantly reminded us that when we finished high school, we had 4 options. Get a job, go to college, join service, or do nothing. The first 3 were acceptable. He also told us, days go slow, but years go fast, reminding us to use our time wisely. My father understood that culture is developed through intention or neglect. If you neglect it, there is no standard, only confusion and chaos. But if you intentionally create a culture, you set a standard that guides students towards good and away from bad. When he became head coach in 1998, none of the football staff were former players. One of his intentions was to change that. Since then, 16 former players have come back to coach, proof and evidence of the family he built. Southern Nash became the standard through years of blood, sweat, and tears. If we don't win 9 or 10 games and compete for a conference title, it's considered a down year. But my father often reminded us, if you win and stand for nothing, you haven't won. I first heard him say, I'd rather lose with winners than win with losers, as a kid listening to him talk to the girls' track team. That stuck with me, and it helped me realize that true success isn't just about the scoreboard. It's about how you win, who you are, and what you stand for. One of the last times my dad spoke to the football team, I recorded it. He laid out the blueprint for success at Southern Nash. It reminded everyone that success just wasn't about football. It was about winning in every area of life. In school, lead through behavior and effort. Make Southern a better place every day. If not, you don't play. In football, respect your opponents. They're working just as hard, but let them know we're bringing it, whether it's a parking lot, the cold, the pouring rain, or a perfect Friday night. In his own words, all we need is our helmets and the national anthem. In life, no excuses. Change the cycle if needed. No father at home, be the best dad possible. Knowing your family went to college, be the first. Grew up around drugs, make sure your child doesn't. He said every great group has a blueprint with answers. When there's no confusion or doubt, belief sets in. Belief brings freedom, confidence, and consistency. When that happens, being a part of it is magical. That moment captured who my father truly is. To him, it was never just about the sport. It was about relationships and making sure the young men and women he coached became better people. As his son, I had a front row seat. From being a sidekick as a kid to student weightlifting class, to coaching alongside him and witnessing his marriage to my mom, I can tell you, my father is that guy. 3 words best define him: authentic, consistent, and selfless. Authentic. He's the same at home, church, school, in the weight room, or on the field. He treated every player, despite their abilities, with the same love and respect. He made everyone feel like they mattered because to him, they did. And he demanded his players do the same. He lived the mantra he preached: never being fake and never wasting a day. It is easy to say that, but harder to do. He not only talked it, he walked it, 24/7, 365. Consistent. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no in between. That was his daily reminder. I've never met a more consistent person. My brother Matt and I never had to wonder if our Father loved us because he showed us. He did the same for every student and athlete. Even kids from other schools tell me how he helped them with the scholarship process and offered encouragement. The last and most important ingredient that makes Brian Foster a Hall of Famer is selflessness. He says, if the only person you're worried about is yourself, you'll never truly be happy. I've never seen him put himself first. Everything he did was for other people. He fought every day for what he thought was best for his students and Southern Nash. He elevated others every chance he got, turning down opportunities for himself for the betterment of those around him, because he knew that was best for them and the students. Not many people are completely in touch with why God put them on this earth. I truly believe God created my dad to be a Hall of Fame son, father, husband, coach, and man. I'm proud of all of his achievements, but even more so of who he is and how he did it. Me and countless other student athletes know we'd be a fraction of the men and women we are today without you, and for that, we love and appreciate you. Please join me in welcoming my father, Brian Foster, to the stage for induction into the Southern Nash Hall of Fame.
Said I wasn't going to do this. I want to thank the selection committee and congratulate all the other inductees. I want to thank all my principals. 31 years is a long time. Mr. Compton, Mr. McMahon, Mr. Finch, Ms. Bardin, Ms. Bobbitt, Dr. Cockrell, and Dr. Scott. I want to thank God for his grace and for his blessing, for blessing me with 2 amazing sons. And the best wife a man could have. I want to thank my water boy.
They made me better each day and definitely lived the ups and downs of Southern Nash with me. I want to thank my water boy, double zero. I want to thank my water boy, double zero, Aaron Keene, who passed away in 2018. He made each of us better. He is and always will be in my Hall of Fame. My brother Jarrett, who passed away in 2006. He coached track at Western Carolina and Clemson while I was the track coach here. When we look at the success of our track program, wins, scholarships, and championships, I cannot overstate how much he played a role in that. I spoke with him before and after every practice and meet. All the young women and men who ran track for me or played football for me, and all that coached with me, I hope you learned something from me to make you a better person. I know I sure did from each of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. All the texts, calls, pictures of children that you still send me to this day keep me going and mean the world to me. Each of you are a part of my family and always will be. I love each of you, and all of you are a part of this honor. Thank you all again. This brings us to a moment in our celebration with mixed emotions as we pause to recognize and remember the legacy of Derrick Buji High. Derrick passed away in September of 2021 at the age of 40, leaving our world far too soon. Here to recognize his son's memory is Mr. Dexter High.
Good evening, Firebird Nation. If you're a part of Derrick's family, I'd like for you to stand up briefly. Miss Jack, I love you. DJ Derrick, Chandler, we love you. And if we have anybody here from White Oak Baptist Church, I'd like for you to stand just briefly. Thank you. Again, good evening. I want to thank the Lord first for allowing me this opportunity, along with the Southern Nash High School, on tonight. I want to mention a few things that I will never forget about Derrick High, and his time here at Southern Nash Senior High School. We all had a chance to meet Tom Suter when he won the Tom Suter Extra Effort Award. I would also remember when Southern Nash was at the state playoff in basketball, and Julius is in the house, he may remember this. They had a game in Jacksonville against Jacksonville White Oak. The game came down to free throws, and Buji was at the line. And of course, he hit both of his shots, just like a champ. Derrick was always good in sports when it came down to pressure. I will never forget the time Southern Nash had a state regional track meet, and the team had an awesome meet, considering one thing. The night before, they went to the prom. They went to the prom, and guys came up that Saturday morning, and some of them still had some of their clothes on from the prom. But they had a great meet. Also, Coach Tyre, who was with us today, he said something. He said that Derrick was a better person than an athlete, and the family will always remember that. It gives me great joy to stand before you as we honor my beloved son, Derrick Buji High, who we all love and miss. He touched so many of our lives. There are so many things I could say about Buji right now, but we don't have enough time. But I am here to say that his legacy is carried on by his two children, Derrick Jr., DJ, stand up, and Chandler, stand up. His legacy is carried on by these two. Derrick and Chandler inherited his athleticism, his speed, and most of all, his loving way. Along with his wife, Tiffany, who's not with us tonight, but I just had to mention her name as well. We love Tiffany greatly. So, Derrick is gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. I'm going to introduce to you someone who knew him very well. They grew up together, and they were very, very close. So to accept Buji's award on tonight, whom else will be more fitting to do so other than his own big brother, his best friend, my oldest son, Anthony High. Anthony better known as Poopsie, and I want to put something to rest tonight as Anthony come up. All through junior high school and all through high school, everybody always asks, where did Poopsie get that name Poopsie from? Where did Derrick get that name Buji from? Well, I'm here to put it to rest tonight. When they both were born, that name was given to them by the late Eva Mae Perry, and we will always remember her as well. Thank you.
First off, it gives me great pleasure to stand up here on behalf of my brother. I thank God for all the good words about my brother, all the amazing memories. And I thank God for just allowing us to be here tonight on his behalf. First and foremost, we do thank God for life, health, and strength. And I thank God for continuing to be with my family in the absence of my brother. That was truly a great loss, but he will forever be remembered and loved and admired. And don't worry, I'm not going to be able to read everything on this paper. But good evening, everyone. First and foremost, we'd like to thank God for life, health, and strength for such an amazing occasion, and for all the family and friends attending the ceremony. I'm deeply honored on behalf of my brother to accept such a prestigious award and grateful for the recognition. And I had a whole lot of stuff I wanted to say, but honestly, I'm not able to say it. My heart is heavy. But I do want to say that I thank Southern Nash for providing an environment where the student athlete can all thrive and grow. And a very special thanks to Coach Tyre, who's also being honored tonight for his vision and outstanding coaching and leadership with my brother during the track season. Buji meant the entire world to me, and being able to stand here tonight on his behalf means everything for me. I just wish he could stand here to accept this. For himself. So much more I wanted to say, but I'm not able to. In conclusion, thanks again to the Hall of Fame committee and to the Southern Nash coaching staff and to my wonderful family who has supported us tonight and all Buji's friends who are here. Thank God for you guys for making this award possible. Thank you.
Coming back to the stage for a third time tonight, here is Coach Brian Foster to introduce another of his student athletes, Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers. Some doubted his abilities, questioned his effort, even said he wouldn't make it, which I do not understand to this day. I was just impressed at his work ethic, unselfishness, and desire to get better and listen. I was a believer in Julius Peppers. But what made me more of a believer had nothing to do with his size or his athletic ability. His heart was bigger than his frame, and he was genuinely a good person. I love quotes, and these three sum up Julius's high school experience. The core of humility is to think of others more and of yourself less. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go, they merely determine where you start. Julius was definitely humble. Julius never wanted it to be just about him. Julius was unselfish almost to a fault. Julius listened and was observant. People sometimes mistakenly took his quiet, shy, low-key personality for not being smart. They were so far from reality. Julius was just listening more than talking, which is a great quality. A smart person knows how to talk. A wise person knows how and when to talk. Julius has always been wise. Julius stayed active because he knew where he started and he knew where he wanted to go. Julius played 3 sports and played AAU basketball. He did not give himself a whole lot of time to get in trouble. In Julius's little bit of downtime, I would try to get into my house, take him on short trips, or often bring him right here to this gym. We used to play one-on-one basketball games because I had the idea I was going to try to make him tough. Why y'all laughing? I thought I'd do pretty good overall. One day as we were playing, he finally looked at me and said, "Do not hit me in my back like that again." Which I liked. I thought to myself, he's finally getting it. We started back playing, and I hit him in his back like that again. After that, all I would remember was an elbow coming towards my head. As I was waking up on the court, looking up at Julius, I remember him telling me, "I told you not to hit me in my back like that again." He had knocked me out. From that point forward, I decided the one-on-one games were over. We would just come to the gym and have some fun. Having Julius in the gym was sort of like playing a video game. He could do whatever I asked. "Julius, throw the ball off the wall on the run, catch it, go behind your back, and reverse dunk. Julius, throw the ball up, self-pass, go between your legs, tap the backboard." He could do it with ease. Even though we were having fun, he was always willing to put in work. "Julius, shoot 10 free throws, do 2 full-court suicides, and repeat that 4 times." He got it. He wanted to be better. He was just an unbelievable athlete for his size and age. He could turn backflips in his football equipment, touch his entire hand over the block on a basketball backboard, run a 50-second split in the 1600-meter relay, and triple jump 47 foot. I always told him there were many great athletes and players in all sports. Some you had heard of, and some you never will. The reason being is because of mistakes they made along the way, or because they got knocked down in one way or another in the sport they played and never got back up. I got a call from him when he was in college, and all he said was, "I got up." I'm thankful I got that call, and I'm thankful he got up. Julius never forgot where he came from. When people say he was born in Wilson, he always reminds them he was born in Wilson, but he was raised and is from Bailey. You will see many publications that list the greatest athletes of all time. If Julius is not on them, then it should not be considered a legit list. He is simply one of the greatest athletes ever in any sport. I believe he could have been a world heavyweight champion. As I mentioned earlier, he already has 1 knockout. An NBA All-Star, or even a Major League pitcher. He is truly just that blessed. Seeing his love for Claudia and the father he has become to Quiana, Elijah, and Amari blesses me more than anything I've mentioned already, and I am so proud of him for that. And finally, what a blessing to have had the privilege of getting to know, learn, and love his mom, Miss Faye, where so many of Julius's great traits came from. what a special person she is. She was a blessing to Kim and me as we raised our children, and we both feel fortunate to call her our friend to this day. Just as I said about Meka earlier, I love Julius Peppers. I believed in Julius before he was a household name, and I believe in Julius even more tonight because of the man I've watched him grow into. So please join me in welcoming the greatest athlete in Southern Nash history and one of the greatest athletes to ever live, but more importantly to me, a tremendous person and my friend, Julius Peppers, to the podium for induction into the Southern Nash Hall of Fame.
All you need to do is talk about other people.
No, I ain't good at myself, man. Is that good?
Thank you, Coach Foster. That elbow was an accident, by the way. It really was. I'll lean over. Our story and our friendship, my story and my friendship with Coach Foster has been well documented, so I don't need to go too deep into that, but I want to thank him. He's been a root in my life since I took his keyboarding class at the junior high. I was lucky to have him in my corner during those pivotal years. This school and this community has been lucky to have him around as well. His impact on the kids here has been felt for a long time, so I want to thank him for all the time and love he put into this place. With that being said, I want to thank everybody who's responsible for putting this together, including Georgia, the committee, Rob, Scott, the school, the administration, everybody who made this night possible. Thank you to you guys, and I'm so happy to be here. So happy to be home. It's good to be home. It's good to be around people who were here when my sports journey began. You know, it's hard to believe it's been 30 years since I was walking these halls as a student. And it all seems like a blur. From the day that Coach Davis was standing by the bus and he asked me to come try out for the team, to my last event as a Firebird. It was at the state track meet. I ran the third leg of the 4x4 relay. I gave the baton, I passed the baton to Buji, and he brought us home for the state championship. We walked out of here as champions. And, you know, while it's not enough time to thank everybody, but I do need to make these acknowledgments. Coach Tyre, my track and field coach, I appreciate your time and effort. The track teams that we had here were special. We built a community, and we had a lot of pride. Your impact has been felt here as well. My basketball coach, Coach Rick Ruffin, I want to thank him for breaking down the game and showing us how to work together as a team. He was a great teacher of the fundamentals. He gave us the structure, but he also allowed us to play the game our way. Coach Davis, our football coach, was just up here. If it wasn't for you asking me to come try out for the team, I probably would have never started playing football. So really, if it wasn't for you, none of this probably would have been happening. You know, he was a grinder, but I appreciated the no-nonsense approach. I carried that with me, and at the end of the day, we learned just as much about life as we did about football. So I want to thank you for the lessons and the little nudge that got me to come try out for the football team. I want to end with this. I want to thank everybody that's here tonight, my family that came up with me from Florida, my family that still lives here. I want to thank all of the teachers, the coaches, the administrators, the guidance counselors, any and everybody who's here who gives their time and energy to these students. You may or may not see the difference that you're making in real time, but trust me, they'll remember and they will appreciate your effort. You're more influential than you know. So continue to pour into these kids and speak life into them, because everything is possible. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter your circumstance. If you can see it up here and you actually believe it, it can happen for you in real life. I want to thank y'all again for having me. I apologize for going a little bit over, but I know I probably never had this opportunity again. It's an honor to be here. I'm happy to be home. Congratulations to all the honorees again. I've always been proud to be a Firebird, and now I'm even more prouder to be a Firebird Hall of Famer. So thank y'all.
I tell you, when Julius was talking about handing it off to Buji, I turned to Robbie. I said, Julius to Buji, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, third and fourth leg right there. So, but now we'll give you a tag team duo as Donnie and Sandy Tharrington combined efforts to introduce their daughter, Anna Tharrington.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Scott, Robbie, Hugh, I don't want that time clock to come on. I'm going to be a Jill Van Vano, Shamaka Maleo when he introduced the ESPY Awards. Yeah, they got to be on for sure. We'd first like to congratulate all the inductees in the inaugural class of Southern Nash Hall of Fame and thank Georgia, Scott, and all those involved in this project. If we were going to describe Anna's time at Southern Nash in 2 words, those words would be academics and athletics. The athletic part came, life for Anna began when she was just big enough to drag a ball bat behind her while I was playing softball. Her and her big sister, Amy, shared background doing my duties on the softball team. That environment prepared her for sports in elementary school, where she played baseball with the boys at the Tri-Community Baseball League. Fast forward a few years, and Anna is at Southern Nash Junior High. There's a cool coach named Kim Foster. And not only is there softball, there's volleyball and basketball. She gave them all a try and was hooked. When Anna graduated in 1999, she was still playing all 3 sports. There were a couple of things that happened in junior high. Anna began game day breakfast routine of eating a sandwich of sausage and eggs scrambled together. There's no telling how many of those sandwiches we made. The other was Anna's extreme fondness of tennis shoes. I mean, high-dollar tennis shoes. I think they were Julius Pepper tennis shoes. She knew exactly what kind she wanted. They could not touch dirt and had to be kept spotless. So they were basically set aside for game days inside the gym only. She's still a big tennis shoe fan, a trait that she passed down to her children and our grandchildren, Jack and Gray. Here's my most wonderful life for 20 years, my wife.
Anna started school at Cooper's Elementary when she was 4. And even then, her love of learning became apparent. Whatever she was doing, okay. We good now? Whatever she was doing, she wanted to do it well. While she was an underclassman student athlete at Southern Junior High, we attended an athletics award program where Anna's friend Ricky Cockrell was presented an award for earning all A's the entire time she was at the school. And on our way home from the back seat of the car, Anna said, "I'm going to do that too." So we thank Ricky for her inspiration. Southern Senior High brought happiness to Anna because she had all these new studies and she continued to participate in her 3 sports. In addition to ball schedules and scores, we soon started keeping up with GPAs as well. Anna kept a particularly close watch on hers and graduated as a valedictorian of the class of 1999. Being the student athlete that she was, it was here at Southern
that Anna learned perseverance, dedication, and teamwork, all qualities that serve her well now in her everyday life. Anna was coached, challenged, and inspired by coaches Rosalie Bardin, Ray Davis, Gerald Milton, and then two new coaches came on the scene, Scott Colley and Rob Kennedy, all of whom she still speaks fondly of today. In May 1999 of Anna's senior year, we received a call from Ray telling us that Anna had received the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's Female Athlete of the Year award. But to make that even more special, in 1998, Southern Nash alumnus Julius Peppers had received the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's Male Athlete of the Year. What a testament to the coaches and student athletes at Southern Senior High.
After high school, Anna landed exactly where she always wanted to be since the first basketball camp, to which Gerald Melton took his Ladybirds to the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. She was fortunate to receive a softball scholarship on the university softball team, and while participating in the sport she loved, worked toward her bachelor's degree in political science with a minor in exercise and sports science. After graduating and hanging her cleats up in softball cleats, Anna earned a Master's of Sports Administration and then entered law school at UNC, earning her law degree.
You could say things have come full circle for Anna. She's now the mom of a son that plays basketball, swims, and skis, and a daughter that participates in soccer, basketball, and as you probably guessed, softball. In addition to being an owner-managing partner in a law firm, which keeps her very busy, she and Jen still find time to coach Jack and Gray's various teams when asked to do so.
With all being said, we are proud of all she has accomplished in her life thus far, and would now like to bring to the stage our daughter, Anna Tharrington.
Good job, Miss Sandy.
That picture's a long way, isn't it? Oh, yeah. That's some good times back then. I lost a line on that. I'm going to hug my daughter right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to shake your hand before you do it, all right?
Please do. It's your stage.
When you can't pick one, you send both of them up. When I thought about how I wanted to use my time tonight, I decided it was actually impossible to try to recap the amazing experience I had here, or to tell all of you how my time at this school with these people truly set the stage for a life that's been more than I ever could have hoped. So instead, I'll use my few minutes to express my gratitude for the people who have been invaluable in my journey. Thank you to the entire team tonight who pulled this together. Georgia, Scott, Robbie, everybody's been fantastic. I can't tell you how appreciative I and we are of your thoughtfulness. I know events like this don't happen without a lot of work, and we're also very thankful. And to my fellow recipients, congratulations. I couldn't think of a better group to be up here with. It's truly like standing with giants. As we got closer tonight, I joked that our kids were more excited about seeing Julius in person than they were to celebrate anything to do with their mom. But being here with the 7 of you and honoring Derrick in this way, it's really special. I feel incredibly fortunate to have been a Firebird and a Ladybird. The Southern Nash community remains, in my mind, one that is like no other. In the classroom and on the court, I felt immense support, and I can't imagine a better foundation than the one that I received. I had the world's best teammates, some of whom are here tonight, and I had the best friends here. I remain so thankful for my time with them. Being back here is nostalgic, and like my mom said, it's a full circle moment. It feels like just yesterday I was playing on this court and on these fields. Those are truly some of the most special memories of my life. A special thank you to the teachers and coaches, some of who are recognized tonight, who are a part of my journey. I was lucky enough to play 3 sports here, and to be coached by a variety of uniquely wonderful and amazing people in all of them. Each of those experiences helped shape the athlete that I was and the person that I became. I hope each person here who gives their time and energy to coach or to teach knows that you do have a superpower. You change lives just like mine. My biggest thank yous tonight go out to the most important folks in my life, my family. First, to my parents. You know my favorite number has always been 3, but I wanted to share another number with this group. It's 300. That's how many games, on average, a kid that plays high school sports for 3 seasons plays during their 4 years here. Just like I did. Do you know how many games my parents missed during my 4 years here? That number's 1, and it was due to a family health emergency. And 300 doesn't begin to cover it. It doesn't count Little League Baseball, rec basketball, junior high sports, travel softball, and all of the practices, or my 4 years at UNC. It's just a snapshot, but every time I think back to those games, I see you guys in the stands, and I'm so thankful. To my mom, thank you will never be enough. I give you credit for the best parts of me, my humanity and humility, my faith, my moral compass, and my strong sense of appreciation for everything. I strive each day to be the kind of person that makes you proud. You've been a constant source of support for me, and your love for me every single day of this life. I've never had to doubt any moment with you on my team. With you there, I'm always winning, and I'm in awe of you, and I love you. To Dad, I could write a book about the story of us, and it would be a really fun one. But for now, I want to thank you for helping me learn to love sports. My earliest memories of sports, like he said, was being a bat girl for his teams and watching him play. I was so proud of you. I learned to love softball and the other sports by watching you play them. And he was undoubtedly my biggest fan and my biggest advocate. And when I needed pointers or guidance, or even a little tough love, you were my guy. My losses were your losses, and my wins were your wins, and I love you for loving me that way. To Amy, the adult in me can't fathom what you had to deal with growing up with a little sister like me. Aside from all the normal sibling stuff, I am confident I took up more than my fair share of air at home and pulled Mom and Dad away for lots of things. But you loved me and pulled for me, and you were always so genuinely happy for me and proud of me. And the best thing is I've been lucky enough to have you as a best friend for most of my adult life. I've never wondered if you have my back, and I hope you know I always have yours. Ride or die, big sister, I love you. And now for the super special part, to Jen, Jackson, and Grayson. It means the world to me to be able to bring the 3 of you here and share the special part of my life with you. It's a full circle moment. This chapter of my life was really special. I couldn't have had a better experience here. I wish the same type of joy for Jackson and Grayson. But as wonderful as those years were, they are nothing compared to what I get to do each day living this life with you. To Jack and Gray, playing these sports, they were so fun. You've met some of my friends and seen some of my coaches, but watching you play on the court, watching Grayson this morning, having Jackson miss his basketball tournament to be here, being a sports mom, that's where it's at. I know Jen agrees that the 2 of you are by far the best thing we've ever done, and the 3 of you are the reason that I'm confident that the best days are still ahead. I love you all to the moon and back. In closing, there are far too many people to thank in just a few minutes, and I'm sure I sufficiently managed to bust through my time limit, but please know how deeply grateful I am for this honor. Being a part of this inaugural Hall of Fame group, it's an incredible feat, and I will carry this recognition and this community that made it possible with me always. At Carolina, we would say, I'm proud to be a Tar Heel. I would say I'm proud to be a Firebird. Thank you.
Last but not least, I'd like to bring up Coach Arthur Perry here to introduce his colleague, Coach Alton Tyre.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And many persons, I'm just glad to be here. She said, I'm proud to be. I'm just glad to be here. Seeing so many former students, former athletes that I know from way back. Now you're parents, and you're here watching your son, or daughter, grandchildren to see these honors. Coach Perry, I've coached a lot of things. I get to what I'm supposed to do in a few minutes. I've coached a lot of things, had touched a lot of them, athletic training and all that. But it gives me a great pleasure and an honor to introduce Coach Alton Tyre.
friend of mine. He's a man of character, moral integrity. I admire him with the drive that he exemplifies. One of the best track and field coaches in the state. In coaching track, it seems he seeks to improve the athletes in the various events. Coach Tyre would use any means necessary legally to improve the athletes. And I say legally because some things coaches do, especially in wrestling, lose weight and all that, illegal in the state. But I say legally, use many techniques, and some are general, ordinary, and sometimes you had to get out of the ordinary. So in coaching track, Coach Tyre tried to, in coaching track you have a certain standard, certain thing you need to learn in order to do this event or that event. That's kind of a general thing. Occasionally, you run into a situation where it doesn't work. And as an assistant coach, Coach Tyre, sometimes he run into a problem. He come to me, we talk to, they don't seem to get it. I said, Coach Tyre, they're not fitting the pattern. You got to use means that are not in the regular general run of things. For example, sometimes we get a good, strong athlete that's one of the top in the class, take physics and all those high math, but trying to teach them to coach, throw a shot put or something, they just don't get the technique. So you have to use the Newton's law to help prove, gravity. What goes up must come down. So if you throw it like that, it's going to go like that. But if you throw it like that hard, it's going to stay there for a long time and then fall over there. So we had to use physics in the classroom, had to use it out on the track field. So track covers many things, the whole body sport. All right, sometimes we have to use a tree. How can you use a tree in track? Point to a spot on that tree. Take this shot put, back off so many feet. Throw that shot put, hit that spot. After doing it several times, rotating, now you go out to the track field and you see that spot in your mind and you shoot at that spot. So when it go up at that angle, it's going to keep falling, but it's going farther. Whereas if you throw it up like that, it come down like that. So we use all techniques and all things to get athletes to get better. All right, one thing Coach Tyre found out when he first came here to Southern, started coaching track, I put this in myself. I didn't tell him, but I said, you got to hook them before you cook them. When you go fishing, you throw your bait out. After a while, you hook them, all right? Now, in football, baseball, basketball, you got your little leagues, all that. But Coach Tyre, after a year or two, he said, that USA track and field thing they use over here in Wilson, we could use that at Southern. So he got involved with that 1 year, I think. Then he implemented that technique here. Started getting young people, 9 and 10, to start doing USA track and field. You run and throw and jump in your age bracket. If you're 10, you might go 10, 11, jump together. 12, 12, and 13, jump together. All right, 1 year, probably second year, a little teeny girl come out there, wanted to run track, but she was too young. Coach Tyre might repeat this again, too. She was too young, so I was talking. I said, who is it? He told me the name. I said, Coach, I know they're too young, but that's good blood. I said, Coach Tyre, that's good blood. They're tough. So he said, but they're not young. I said, that's good blood, good people, good family. They'll be all right. So he took her on. That young lady wound up being a very good track person. So in using USA track and field as a plant bed in basketball, it might be USA AAU basketball or what have you, but use that USA track and field for 3 years, 3 or 4 years, participating, learning the various activities in track. I think for 3 or 4 years we had people that would go to the national track meet every year. We ran 4 meets during the summer, a local one, a regional one, a state one, a regional one, and then a national one. Local, Wilson, Rocky Mount, so for state, every team in
North Carolina regional, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, what have you. National, all the USA. We had young people to get hooked on track because they found out they could compete. And Julius was one of those. He was doing two things at one time. USA track and field, AAU basketball. All right, getting back to track now. All right. One thing that we taught the young people as we had track and field, I'm getting away from USA, going to regular high school track and field now. And we thank the parents for having such wonderful young people, coachable young people, 99% of them. Every once in a while I had knocked the edges off one or two. But in going to track meets, representing the school, there were young people that we taught them, don't mess up. When we get our little spot on the field and the bleachers, we had trash bags to clean up. All right? When we go stop at restaurants, we go in orderly. Get back on the bus orderly. Get school, you be orderly, no problem in the classroom. In doing that, they were obedient. And we'd like to thank the parents for that, because they represent you. We told them you represent your parents, your coaches, and your school. And they did that well. Once we went off to a conference track meet, I'll never forget it. We received a phone call from a principal of a neighboring school, calling our principal here at Southern Nash to thank them for the kind cleanup job that our team did. And that was just normal to our kids. We go off, you clean up, you be nice, you run. And one thing Coach Tyre would always do competing at a track meet, after running the track meet, most of the time we won, we would take a victory lap. At home or away, take the victory lap. You know, that's kind of bad when you go off and win on someone else's field, and then you take the victory lap and everybody holler. We didn't have just the one that won that last event, the 4x4, to run the lap. All the team members stayed there to the end of the track meet, because that one that participated in the throwing events early in the meet, 100-yard dash early in the meet, was no more important than that one ran the 4x4, the last event in the meet. So we stayed there as a team. It was a team concept. As a team, practiced as a team, ran as a team, ran the victory lap as a team, and we got on the bus and acted like we had some home training coming back. And that represented the school again, the parents, and the coaches. So I really enjoyed working with Coach Tyre. He would listen. I was the assistant coach, so he was the head coach, so he had the power to listen or not listen. But Coach Tyre would always listen. I remember once he was trying to teach someone the steps in the jumps. You go so many steps, you find out what foot you jump off on, you start on this leg, and you run and get to the board, you hit the board. And Coach Tyre had one or two that would never get it right. He was scratching his head. He was wondering, what am I doing wrong? I said, Coach, sometimes you get those that don't fit the pattern. Just leave them alone and watch. We had one, happened to be my son. We had one that ran the triple jump and the long jump. And normally you have so many feet, maybe from here to that mic, and you jump. And if you all familiar with the track, most of the time the track inside of a football field, from one side to the other, you had your long jump runway and everything. But anyone ever went to the track meet and saw my son jump the triple jump, he would go across the track, up on the side, up on the thing, be dancing and jiggling, looking out across the field somewhere, spin around and take off. Now, you didn't do that and hit the board right. But 9 out of 10 times they hit the board right and jump. And during the USA track and field, during the Junior Olympic years, we had young people here at Southern Nash to win the national championship at 14-year-old in the triple jump. We went to Florida, we went to New Orleans, and I took a plane with 7 or 8, might have been 12, a dozen young people from here to San Jose, California. I was the only one ever ridden on a plane. They went there to conduct themselves well. They won. We had a national championship coming out of San Jose, California.
and they use the national track meet like the Olympics. You come out by your state. Here's little old Nash County coming out with 10 or 12, Albuquerque, New Mexico, New York, and all that, and they represent us well. All right, it gives me a great pleasure. I'm going to be quiet now. Y'all want me to go some more? All right, as a track coach, Coach Tyre gained statewide recognition as a track coach. Also, Coach Tyre is one of the well-known track coaches in North Carolina. And as today, after leaving Southern Nash Senior High, Nash County, North Carolina, he journeyed to Guilford County, continued teaching and coaching track. And for those parents who do not already know it, Coach Tyre used the pattern that he gained here at Southern Nash and coaching track as his pattern in Guilford County. I guess they got tired of Coach Tyre telling what he used to do at Southern Nash. Southern Nash did it this way and so forth and so on. But he used the thing that he did and learned here at Southern Nash to coach track at Guilford County, one of the Guilford County high schools. Coach Tyre, short in stature, has made a significant impact on track and field here at Southern Nash, has influenced youth in track and field throughout the state. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce my friend, Coach Tyre, an inductee to the Hall of Fame, Southern Nash Senior High. Coach Tyre, now time for you to take your victory lap.
Good evening. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for me being here tonight. I felt that he's ordered my steps so many times in my life, and those steps led me here. It's great to be back home. I spent 17 years here, almost half of my 40-year career. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this honor. Congratulations to all of the inductees. I know them all. Coached with 2 of them, and I coached 3 of them. Thanks to my family and friends for being here to support me. I regret that 2 are not here. My son, Alton, who's under the weather, and my late wife, Nancy Graves. And I don't have this written in my prepared remarks, but I want to thank so many people in this room that reached out to me last year through Facebook, emails, text messages when I lost my wife. I really do appreciate that so much, and thank you. I would also like to thank my first wife, Carol Tyre. Wives give up a lot when husbands are coaching. I want to thank my 3 principals, Dr. Derrick, Mr. Tommy Finch, Ms. Rosalie Bardin, who provided unwavering support. Athletic Director Ray Davis, and Ray doesn't know I'm about to say this, who had a conversation with Dr. Congleton that I can't prove happened, but I know it happened because it led to me staying here 13 more years. The late Algie Fairclough, who treated me like family immediately. Thanks to all the assistant principals I worked under. Thanks to the track and cross-country coaches I worked with. Brian Foster, Lonnie Custer, Brian Baxter, Richard Wasley, Crystal Joyner, Pat Miller, and Ricky Taylor.
thanks to the late Jared Foster for making the pole vault a dominant event here, and also for being the conduit for so many of our kids to go to Western Carolina. We had so many there that it was called at one point Southern Nash West. I'd like to thank Dr. Twyford, who at the time was the superintendent, for signing off on us using school system transportation for our athletes to compete in summer track. Lee Gautreaux and Michael Dunstan played important roles behind the scenes. I want to thank all the assistant football coaches and basketball coaches I worked with. Thank you to the faculty and staff, the Booster Club, the Southern Nash community, the student managers, and the high-tech operators. Thank you to the parents that entrusted me and the coaches to coach and mentor your child. Most of all, I want to thank the athletes that ran or played for me for buying what I was selling and bringing all those championships to Southern Nash. In outdoor track, the best rivalry that helped us win all those championships wasn't with Northern, Rocky Mount, or Nash Central. It was in this building with Coach Foster's girls team in outdoor track. Which team could beat the hell out of the opposition the worst? I know you're thinking that I left out one person. I did it on purpose. We could not have accomplished what we did without one man who was our athletic trainer, at one time girls track coach, assistant boys track coach, the man who was always one step ahead of me. There'd be so many times I would say, well, I got to do this. Coach already did it. Got to do this. Coach already did it. He's one of my closest friends. He's the unsung hero in our success. That's the man that introduced me, who I refer to as Mr. Southern Nash, Mr. Arthur Perry. I don't mean to put the committee on the spot, but in the not-too-distant future, Coach Perry should have this honor bestowed upon him. And as soon as I leave here, I intend on getting that QR code and putting in a nomination for him. Once again, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for this recognition, and it's great to be home. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to ask all honorees to join me on stage for one final celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this inaugural class of 2025 one last round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank everyone for attending this evening's event. The gym will remain open until 9 p.m. for pictures, fellowship, and conversation. The centerpiece items are the property of the school or individuals who loaned them out for the event, and we do ask you to leave those items where they are so that we may come around and collect them. We appreciate everyone's support and look forward to seeing you next year, and as always, go Firebirds.